Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe back, and I'm going to do my weekly reading update for September 16th, 2018. So, this is going to be a little different. I'm going on vacation later this week for about a week, so I don't think I'm going to have a lot of videos in the next couple weeks, just so you know, because I'll be on vacation or getting ready for vacation and then coming back from vacation. So I have a couple videos that I can do ahead of time, but not very many. And I'm not sure I'm going to do my next week's weekly update because I'll be with my family and they don't really know I do this. It's not like I keep it a secret. It's not something that they know. So I wasn't taking my tripod with me. So we'll see what happens. I might do an on the fly one. We'll see what happens. But anyway, at this point, I'm just going to talk about what I read this last week, and then what I'm reading currently, and then what I hope to read on my vacation. And we'll go from there. So anyway, so Sunday was the last day of Translate-a-thon, and I was in the middle of several books, but I also wanted to read one more manga, and I read Fruits Basket, another by Nasuki Takaya, I think is how you say it. It's been a while since my Japanese, sorry guys. So every time translated by Alethea and Athena Nebly. And again, Fruits Basket, the first series, is like one of my favorite manga series, if not my favorite one. There's one that's tied with it, but anyway, I would say it was really close. There's a, neck and neck. Like, sometimes I like that one more and this one I like more. So Fruits Basket is one of my favorites. When I found out about this, and I don't even know where I found out about this. I think I was like scanning some sites and stuff and it just popped up somewhere and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that there was another series. So this series continues on from the first original series. I think the original series is like 23 volumes. I have all of them. And the anime was okay, just didn't go far enough because they only did one season, and it's so depressing that they couldn't continue. But anyway, so again, it's one of my favorites. So this takes place with children of people who were in the first book. So it's such nostalgia for that, and it's just a fun. Again, it has to do with a big, powerful family that in the first series was cursed. If they got weak or got hugged by the opposite sex, they would turn into a zodiac animal. So I'm not sure how it's going in this one. This was just a really fun first volume. You're just kind of getting introduced to a lot of characters. I mean, there's tons of people and how they're related. It's fun to see who's kid and stuff. Has been fun. But I don't know really what this story is about yet because it's only volume 1. And I'm so excited. Volume 2 comes out in November, so I'm already looking forward to that. And yeah, that's pre-ordered. So anyway, and I don't read as much manga as I used to. I don't follow that, but because I know this artist or this writer, I wanted to, again, it's a series I really enjoyed from before, so I definitely jumped on that one. So I also finished on, did I finish this Monday? I think it's Monday. I finished the Unwomanly. That was my cats. They're fighting out there. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, sorry. So this is The Unwomanly Face of War, an oral history of women in World War II by Slavanya Elekovic. And this was part of my Translate-a-thon TBR. I didn't finish it on Sunday. I think I finished it on Monday. But it was so good. I mean, I loved her Chernobyl Prayer book about the Chernobyl disaster, so I've picked up like all of her other books that are translated, and I really enjoyed the way the format is of how it's really like an oral history where the person just talks, and in this one, because it's her first book, and it was really neat because this was written like in the 80s or gathered all the information in the 80s, so it's like 40 years after World War II, so all these women were like in their 50s and 60s, and so they were it was very interesting because again, time has passed, and so the things that they talked about, some of them were just horrific about stuff that they dealt with, or afterwards too. That was the most heartbreaking part, is how they were treated after the war, and makes me angry. But it was such a good book overall. But her style was like developing here, I think, and so she asked a few more questions. There would be like italicized that she asked a question, but most of the time it was just them telling their story, which I really liked from Chernobyl Prayer. I don't remember quite so much interjection where you could see her questions in that one. So I'm not sure if that was just because this was her first book and that was her third, and she just grew as a writer changed her style just a tad, but really overall it was the same style. So I really enjoyed this, and I really recommend this for history on World War II from the Russian perspective, especially the women. This was really well done, and I really enjoyed that. And then about midweek, I finished my audiobook that I've been struggling to finish. It was just a long one, and this is One of Us, The Story of a Massacre in Norway and Its Aftermath by Esne, how is it said? Sterestad? Something close to that. I was getting close. I'm not quite sure. This was translated by Sarah Death. I think it's Sarah. I always get confused. Yeah, Sarah Death. And I listened to it on audio, which I just realized I don't remember the narrator. But I had to, this is like the first audiobook that I had to speed up because it was just taking so long, and she talked really slow. So I still like the audiobook, you know, but I kind of floundered there last month when I was reading this, and then I put it aside because I was like, it's just too slow, and then I thought, oh, I'll just speed it up, and it worked. So this was really interesting about the Breivik, who was the one who committed, who made a bomb and then went on to a children's, or a young adult youth camp for a political party and the Labour Party, and shot like 60-some people. And it was really heartbreaking for most of this book. Like, I found it a little dull when we were going through his childhood so much. Not his childhood, more his adult, because I still don't see the connection. Like, to me, I don't know if there is a connection to what he did and stuff that people know that he did, like, or how he grew up and stuff. I don't know. I feel like there's a disconnect in that. I don't think this novel explained really how he came to have his views. I think there's like a missing component that we don't know, and he's never mentioned it, because he did a lot of writing. He has a big manifesto and stuff, and I do not think the guy was crazy. I think he believed what he believed, and he did actions that are just horrific. And so the worst part of this is you get perspectives from a few of the families, before the whole incident. So you get to know them, and then you find out how they were killed, and it was really sad. So I admit I cried in my car a couple of times while this was playing. It was really heartbreaking, and I did. So overall, I did enjoy it. It's just, I got a lot out of it, and it's interesting. I just feel that there is still a disconnect. We don't actually know why he did stuff. Like, he says why he did it, but I mean, the jump from what he thought before when he was younger and people knew of him to when he was an adult and went to the extreme. I still don't think I got that solved in my head. So that just might be my issue. But as I said, it was like a 20-hour audiobook, and I like true crime mostly by audio for some reason. So, but I had the book too, so I just, had it to track the pages. Anyway, so I finished that. And then I did finally finish George Orwell's 1984. So, and as normal with me, whenever I put this book down, like a page or two later, something interesting happens. Seemed like I did every time I set this down. But I finally was like, okay, I want to finish this and be done. So I have finished it. I'm not satisfied with it. I now see what everybody talks about Big Brother and the state manipulating people, and how it was brutal in the end. Like, I did not expect it to go in certain directions, and I did not expect the way that the very end was. I just was like, whoa, I was not... I should have, because I've read We and Brave New World, and I knew that something was coming, but I just wasn't sure how it was going to go. So, overall, it's not my favorite thing because I don't like dystopians. I've definitely come down on the side of dystopians are not my kind of reads. I don't find enjoyment in figuring out what the future or what these societies will do to people. So I didn't really enjoy that, but it's done, and I can put the book away now. So, on my theme of trying to finish up stuff that I had already started but I haven't completed, I am right now trying to read Children at Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. So this is a science fiction about a planet that right before Earth pretty much self-imploded on itself with the humans doing stupid things to themselves, they tried to nurture our planet to create a new Eden kind of thing. And they were going to put monkeys on it, and they had a nano kind of virus that would help them grow and become smart and kind of become more human, you know, have another, to become human, I guess. And so they were trying to be gods, humans were. And well, anyway, that all went to hell because the monkeys were killed before they reached the planet. And so all the stuff that was on the planet, because it's lush and green, were infected with this nanovirus, and which they should have realized it was gonna fall on the other people, on the other animals too. So what is really great, it does follow creatures that you would not expect to get smarter and smarter, although they're, you know, they can be pretty smart, I guess, which are spiders and ants. And it's very fast. Those are the fascinating parts. And then there's an arc of humans who have survived the planet, and so they're on their way, and they want this planet too, but they're sent away because there's old technology that was the one who, you know, put the nanovirus into play that's protecting the planet from outside influence. So anyway, I'm just over halfway. I don't know if I'm going to finish this before my vacation. I was trying to get it done before then because I didn't want to take this book. I have a couple other books that I want to take that are big chunkers. So I don't know. I might... I hate to say I'm going to set this one down again, but I don't know. You know, it's like, I like it. I mean, I mostly like the spiders, let's just be honest. The human side is like, I don't really care. But I mean, I like the character that that we're focusing on, but still it's just like, I don't know. It's not the same. Anyway, so I'm having trouble with this one. So, I mean, I'm hoping to finish it before I go on vacation, but who knows? I might get partway to the end and just go, I'll finish it when I get back. We'll see. And then audio-wise, I've picked up Sherlock Holmes. So I got the Stephen Fry audiobook off of Audible for one of my credits. Steve Donoghue is doing kind of a read-along with the Sherlock Holmes recently. And I didn't watch his video yet of the A Study in Scarlet, because I'm listening to it right now. So I just started it this week just because I'm like, this is really cool. I haven't listened to these, or I haven't read them since I was a teenager. Like early teens. Like I might have been preaching actually. I was in middle school, I'm pretty sure, when I read a lot of the Sherlock Holmes, because then that was when I got into Agatha Christie, and then again, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was right after that. So these are all like rereads for me, but I'm listening to them, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's really cool because I don't remember any of the stories. So again, I'm listening to A Study in Scarlet right now, so I'm about halfway through that. So the only other thing I'm going to say is what books I think I'm going to read on my vacation. This will change no matter what happens. I never know how I feel. But I have a long plane ride because I'm flying from here to Boston. So I am getting an audiobook, or not an audiobook, I'm getting an ebook right before I fly out, which is Rebel Heart by Nalini Singh. It's this next book in her, I think it's Hard Play series. I read Cherish Hard just last month. I think I finally finished that off. So this is the next book, and I'm really looking forward to that. So it's a contemporary romance. So if I feel like something light and fluffy, that's where I'm going to go. I also want to take, I think I'm going to take, this could change when it gets to the time to go, I want to take The Little Stranger by Sarah Waters. I've been wanting to read this since last year when I bought it at maybe even the year before. No, it was last year. It was last year that I picked it up from a library sale, because I had heard people talking about Sarah Waters, and I wanted to try one of her books. And I picked up this one and a couple other ones, but this is the one I've been wanting to read since the very beginning. So I would really like to read this, and I know that there's a movie either out or coming out, so I would like to read that. I'm not going to watch the movie right in the theater or anything, but I want to get the book done, and I really want to read it, and I figured this is the time of year to do it. But I really want to read Bloody Rose by Nicholas Eames. This is the second book in the Kings of the Wild series. This is kind of a companion to Kings of the Wild, and I loved Kings of the Wild. It was my second favorite book last year, so I'm really looking forward to this. I just haven't picked it up because I was in the middle of Translate-a-thon when I got the book, so I haven't been able to pick it up, and then I was trying to finish Children of Time, but this is calling me. So this is what might happen. I might pick this up and put down the other book, so we'll see. So those are all the books that I've read this week, what I'm in the middle of, and books I want to take on my vacation. So anyway, are you guys having good reading? Are you liking? Some of us are getting change of weather. It's gotten a lot cold, like 10 degrees cooler for sure, and it's raining off and on, which is awesome. I just love it. But then I'm going to go on vacation, so I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done, but I'm also going to be with my family, and you know how that is, where if you sit around too much, then they start thinking you're bored, even though you're just reading. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.